Hey everyone, it's Jenna Melanson from Canadian Beats Media. Today I'm joined by Canadian country artist Ben Chase, who is now based in Nashville, for our latest segment of Zoomies. Welcome, Ben.
How you doing?
Great, and you?
Good.
So first off, care to introduce yourself a bit more in depth for our listeners?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Prince Edward Island. I grew up on the East Coast,
Mhm.
East Coast proud boy. But now I call Nashville home, and yeah, I've been doing music for about 8 years now, full time since I left the island, and eventually took me down a road to get to Alberta, and then now settled now in Nashville, and yeah, I get to spend a lot of my summer back home on the East Coast, but real happy to be calling Nashville home now.
Awesome. So you've recently unveiled your debut album, That Was Then, This Is Now. Tell us a bit about the writing process behind the release.
Sure, yeah. So when I first moved to Alberta, my whole plan was to record an album then. And we did do that. But basically what happened was whenever the pandemic had hit, we didn't have time to finish my first album. Um, and some of those songs on there were like, staples in my career, songs that really kind of moved the needle for me when I started. And when I put my debut album out, I wanted to make sure that those songs were included. So what I did was when I recorded my first full-length album here in Nashville, there was a song called That Was In This Is Now on it. And I said, well, that's kind of cool because I can make a double album and include the stuff that was from Side Then that I did in Calgary and Side Now what I did in Nashville. So Side Then is all the stuff I did in Alberta to kick off my career. And Side Now is all my new record from Nashville. So we got, yeah, 20 songs in total.
Yeah, that's a lot of songs. And you released, is it 12 singles from the album
I
prior?
believe so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because there was a lot of singles before the first album, then didn't come out. So then we did a
definitely.
couple more to kind of get the needle rolling. But yeah.
So some of those singles included Saltwater Cowboy and Small Town Talkin', but tell us how you go about choosing which tracks will be singles.
I think it's a lot of like talking with my team, and we sit down and we send songs around, and even like I love showing like some of my friends that aren't in the music industry who like country music, and I'll just be like, check out these songs. Which one do you like the most? And usually,
Mhm.
sometimes you end up getting a unanimous answer. Like it's just everyone's like, oh, this one's our favorite, and then it kind of just instantly makes you go, okay, well, this one's going to be one that people are going to stick to, gravitate to, and
Mhm.
yeah.
Of the tracks that were not released as singles, which were you most excited for people to hear?
I was excited for a lot of people to hear That Was Then This Is Now. So I really
Yeah.
love that song and playing it live. And now it's our single off the record. But also I have a song called Reading You Wrong on there, which is one of my favorite, probably one of my favorite songs on the record that I actually wrote with another fellow East Coaster, Michaela Lynn. She's from Nova Scotia. Yeah, real proud of that song too. But yeah, all the songs, but those are two of my favorite off the new stuff.
So as you mentioned, you're originally from PEI, now living in Nashville. What's one thing you miss about the PEI music scene when you're in Nashville?
Sometimes about how small it is, this city like literally is the music industry. Everybody here is in the music industry, so it's huge. Um, but whenever you're in PEI, like you go to like a music PEI event and you could meet every single person that you needed to realistically in the industry. Because it's such a small, in a good way, it's a small community. So it's same as PEI, they say, living there, you can always reach you always have like one direct contact through anybody, if somebody asks if you know that person. Well, I don't, but I know this person who knows them. It's such a small island. So kind of similar in the music industry where it's like you kind of miss that small mentality.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any upcoming shows to tell us about?
We just finished my album release tour, so we did shows in all Atlantic Canada, we did shows in Alberta. So as of right now, I'm in writing mode. I just got back to Nashville yesterday. So I'm just adjusting here. I got one more show in Westlock, Alberta next weekend, and then I begin writing my next project. So right now it's actually kind of like I call it hibernation mode. So I'm just getting ready to kind of starting the second week in November, start writing until probably May, just 5 songs a week and just getting ready for the next project.
That's great. So the next 5 questions are just for fun.
Okay.
Who was the first Canadian artist to catch your attention growing up?
Stompin' Tom, because I'm from his hometown.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely was always a actually like 5 minutes down the road from where I grew up. He has a Stomp of Tom's Center Museum, like literally just right down the road, a couple kilometers. So
Yeah,
he was always definitely one of my favorite artists.
that makes sense. If you had to choose one cover song to perform, which would you choose?
When I'm in Canada, Stronger Beer by Tim Hicks.
Okay, yeah, it's a good one.
That's fun when I've been playing it on the tour. Like it's just fun because I live in the States now, and I come up and I play that one, and people just love the singing. We got the Stronger Beer up here, and yeah, genius writing by them, and yeah, it's cool to be covering one of his songs.
If you could work with any fellow Canadian artist who you haven't already, who would you choose?
Hmm, that's a good one. Maybe the James Barker Band. I love the
Okay,
collab with those guys. I really like those guys, but yeah, we haven't done anything musically together. But their vibe, and I feel like the vibe of my music is very similar. So
definitely, I could see that working. With Halloween quickly approaching, is there a certain movie or television special that you have to watch every year?
you know what? I do not watch movies or TV. So for me,
Okay.
that's a no. That's a weird fact about me. I never really sit down and watch. I may have watched 10 movies my whole life, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's not never been my thing.
Okay, well, that's fair. So we'll go to the next one.
Sure.
Um, with autumn in full swing, are you team apple or team pumpkin?
Team Pumpkin.
Great. And since we'll do another Halloween one just because, what's your go-to Halloween candy?
I love whenever I get Sour Patch Kids.
Yes,
Whenever people have little packages out, they're my favorite.
for sure. Okay, so that's it for Zoomies. Thanks for joining me and congrats on the album.
Sweet. Thanks for having me.